pitch side. What a pleasure to be joined by Ida Johnson, the perfect man to talk about this title run in 2 Premier League titles with Chelsea and the first Spanish team to win a treble at Barcelona under Pep Guardiola. After yesterday, and considering April is Pep Guardiola's purple patch, who's in the driving seat for the title now?
Well, we've seen Pep Guardiola's team do it year after year, always seem to peak at the right time, putting the pressure on, whether it's them at the top, putting pressure on other teams to follow, or being in second place and putting pressure on Arsenal as they have done. Considering the result last night, you'd have to put your money on Manchester City. I just don't see them losing many points from now to the end of the season.
Gone for Pep Guardiola. The next question, your team. How able are they to cause an upset here and then almost hand the title to your rivals, Arsenal? Are they anywhere near that quality at the moment?
Well, at the moment, I'd say no, but in a one-off game at Stamford Bridge, we've seen the capability of Chelsea in big games. That they are able to do it. They are able to put in good performances. They have individual skills, individual talent that can win games on their own. Whether they will be strong enough to match Manchester City, which always seem to peak at the right time every season, I'm doubtful.
And I have to ask you about a peculiarity which has got me scratching my head for the last fortnight. Enzo Fernandez will not be involved in this match because of comments he made in the international break. You moved to Barcelona. I know the questions I asked you. It's a difficult position a player is put in. Should they be cutting off their own nose to spite their face and keeping him out of the squad today?
Well, it's a statement, isn't it? It's a statement by the manager, by the club, that they won't tolerate comments like that being made during an international break. But once one player does it, if the second one was to follow, you have to stay strong, keep that line, treat everyone the same. You know, back in my day, we used to go on international break and we had a few sly comments if we were unhappy with the situation at our current club. But we could always say, yeah, that was taken out of context because it was written news. Not everything on camera like we see today. You know, it's a decision made. They have to stay firm on their decision. I think Chelsea, whether it's the right one, difficult to say.
We'll find out if he's a man they miss. Join us later.
How do you feel this has all been handled?
I mean, look, you know, you're a manager who you feel like you have to discipline the player based on what he said. That's fair enough. I think it doesn't help them today. It would have helped the team, you know, potentially win the game today. But I understand why the manager done it. What he said wasn't very nice, to be honest. It wasn't the best thing you could have said, having a little flirt up. But, you know, that's sometimes what you do. And you know, for me, I think that it could have helped the team today. Everybody knows that. But the manager's got to do what he's got to do. He felt that was best for the group to set the standards, to set a precedent, for it not to happen again. Fair enough.
I think it was the right thing to do, but I would only done it for one game because it's Port Vale. And you're thinking, especially with the pressure that he's been under, it's been very difficult. I think they've done all right, like I said before, Chelsea, but to put that pressure on yourself. And I've talked about Liam Rosenior and the comments that he's made in terms of that everyone's talking about. He's sort of almost Brent-like. And I don't think this type of thing helps his situation. He's always honest in his interviews, but I also think he's too honest in terms of he's giving the media too much. And I just think this is just a bigger storm than it needed to be. If you look at how Pep dealt with it as well with Rodri, and he said, who wouldn't want to play for Madrid? And he could have done that, but the fact that he's gone to 2 and it could hinder them today, he would be very...
Halves, would you agree? Very competitive first half. I don't know, what would your word be for the second?
Not good enough in the second half. We didn't start the half well, had moments to clear our box, didn't have moments to keep the ball and didn't, and they were camped in our half for the first 5 minutes. We can see the goal. It's a great cross and a great header, and then it's a similar story for the past month now in terms of dealing with setbacks. When you go down against a team as good as this, what you have to do for the next 5 minutes and stay in the game before you know it's 2-0. And then it becomes a really, really difficult half against an outstanding team. You want to chase the game, but you know if you do, with the players that they have in the way that they play, they can keep possession of the ball. And it ended up being a really, really difficult second half.
So how do you develop that type of resilience? It doesn't, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like something you can coach.
No, it's not. This is, I'm accountable. This is a group. This is something that we have to improve. For me, it starts on the training pitch. It starts with your habits. It starts with your values. We've already spoken about these things, but I can't say that there was a lack of effort, especially in the first half. I felt there was a lack of confidence in the second half.
To kick on, he's had a bit more time with him now. He's trying to build something with them, and it's just not working out as it should. When you look at those results for a club of Chelsea's magnitude, that can't be happening. The players aren't performing to the level they should be. The big name players who were top players last season, who were performing to their level, haven't hit their level, hit the heights that they've hit over the course of their Chelsea careers. Very disappointing time for them. They've got big games coming, and to be honest, the most pivotal thing for Chelsea Football Club right now is ensuring they make that Champions League, because, we talk about the recruitment and all these things, but attracting players at a club without Champions League football is going to be very difficult for them.
Can you describe what you've done at half time and that second half performance? First 15 minutes.
I'm a genius. Absolutely nothing. We adjust one thing in our high pressing, and the rest tell them, the guys, in this type of situation and this stage of the season, the players had to make a step up and make the difference. Gigio saved the ball, they come, and the left side, just in the first half, we just attacked in the left side, and the right side just touch. They play to pass the ball. In the second half, we attacked with Mateus, with Ryan, with Antoine. We were more aggressive, we threat more since the second two, and after 0-3. So second half was extraordinary, because we have the mindset, because in that stage is the mindset, is not the tactics, little detail, but we know each other for a long, long time, and the players show again the good mentality to win in Stamford Bridge. That's never easy, and be close to the top of the league.
In terms of the race, it's difficult, because you go through all the fixtures and think we're going to get points here, or we might drop points here. But ultimately, you've just got to do it. With us, I prefer chasing. And I've said that all season. I prefer chasing where the pressure's off. All the pressure was on Arsenal. At the time, we went ahead, and then Man United went ahead, and then we come back, obviously, very late. But I just preferred, as the underdog, to chase. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I think now, I don't know who's... No, there's no underdog between these two. Do you know what I mean?
No, but in terms of points, I mean, Arsenal could have went 12 points clear.
Right.
Yet yesterday, they didn't. Right. Now it's only 6 points. Man City got game in hand. Yeah. Now everything has changed psychologically. I'm different to you. You was one of those players who was very confident and believed and backed yourself in every moment. You won the Champions League, you won the Premier League, and you probably always believed it. Whereas for me, I didn't. I had to tell myself I was good enough. I would get there. And especially with all the investment that was going into Man City, constantly players being linked to my position, I just had to get it over the line. And I put too much pressure on myself, right. Whereas you believed always that you would win one.
Do you think that Arsenal's team then have that type of mentality, or do you think that they're in a grey zone where it's a bit of both?
I think Arsenal are thinking the same way I'm thinking, because I've not done it before. Right. And they've got confident players, but we constantly say about Arsenal, who's going to stand up, who are the leaders in the team. And you look at Rice, and then Saka's been out, Raya's been absolutely fantastic. And you're looking at the dressing room. When I was at Man City, I had David Silva. He was always going to win something. Vincent Kompany, Yaya Toure, even Joe Hart, England international, full of confidence at the time. I could look around and think, well, I'm going to win it, because I can hang on to those players. In terms of Arsenal, they brought in Jesus, didn't they, for that experience. But is he going to be the leader Arsenal that they need to carry them
You've
over the
got
line.
players who have had success though. Havertz has won a Champions League.
Correct.
Marino's won the Euros. You've got Zubimendi in there. Declan Rice has countless caps for England, and the list goes on. I think there are leaders in that Arsenal dressing room that can get them over the line.
Especially when you was at Chelsea, you scored, I think it was 10 goals and had 10 assists in that season. But you was playing wide right. Yeah, he was playing wide right. So what is the difference? So because you wanted playing wide right, you wanted to come on to your left foot, and there would have been. I know how selfish you could be on a football field.
You're damn right.
And so
And in life.
Listen to me.
See, no, hold up now, girls. No, you went too far with that one now. Hold on now. Both of y'all can stop this right now. I don't like this. I feel like I'm centered out. You picked me out right there. Yeah. What's going on? But jokes aside, yes, I do believe when you're talking about playing on the wing and being a goal scorer, I came from a centre forward.
Correct.
So I'm a goal-driven guy. That was always my game. I always thought, okay, if I score goals today, I feel like I've done my job. I remember a game we played away for Liverpool. I got man of the match, and I was fuming because I didn't score. And I think for me, playing wide, I had to change my game, and it was like, okay, this is what Didier wants. So then it got to a point where I'd do a skill, and I was like, I need to find how I'm going to get down the line to use my right foot to cross it, because when you rely on cutting in, you become predictable. Okay, I'm going to cut in, and I'm going to use my left foot. And I remember playing against you guys, actually, and Jolien kept saying, show him on his left, show him on his left. And I think that game I went to the right 2 times, and actually think I won a penalty 2 times, or got a goal, an assist, and won a penalty. So to answer your question, the psychology behind it is you want to be a goal scorer, and I think Semenyo is that. I think with Doku, he's a bit different. Cherky, you can see he finds joy in getting assists, and that is the difference with him. And those are the types of players that strikers love to play with.